and in SoCal, too. It is live and local now. We've got News 3 in the house. Jeff Gillen, his videographer, George, are in studio with us. And we've been talking a lot about Dean Heller and his political future in the state of Nevada. Will he be primaried? The jury is still out. Joining us now, and I'm always so excited to see her again. She's with us every Monday. Megan Barth, ReaganBabe.com, who joins us. What do you think about Dean Heller? I'm curious.
Did you never hear my story about Dean Heller? My first experience I first met him? No. It was in Santa Monica, and I was at one of these new majority meetings, which means the moderates, right? And it was all the wealthy moderates in California, which have destroyed the state and made it a one-party state. So he was sitting there raising money, and I was the poorest person in the room. I had in my wallet what I had to my name, right? And these are mega donors, and there's like 10 of them. And at the time, I was working for a small blog in Orange County. And at the time, he had joined Harry Reid in Congress as the No Labels Party and decided to raise taxes instead of cut spending in order to balance the budget. This is one of the very first times where Democrats actually talked about balancing a budget, and probably the last time. And I asked him, I said, why as a Republican would you raise taxes and not cut spending? I mean, didn't you campaign as a conservative? And he goes, are you with the press or something? And that was Dean Heller. And that remains Dean Heller.
Dean Heller came out against Donald J. Trump. He has come out against the American Health Care Act as passed by the United States House of Representatives. And he's also a no on Yucca Mountain, a no period on Yucca Mountain. I think he should be a no, but I've got this great idea for an industry that's going to create billions of dollars and thousands of jobs, and he hasn't done it. And I keep hearing people talking about maybe a primary of Dean Heller. Do you think there will be a primary?
Why is he a Republican? Why is he using Republican resources, Republican volunteers, Republican messaging, and everything else to win on a Republican message, and then go against everything that the Republicans stand for or propose and align himself with the hard left, where he's saying he's going to fund Planned Parenthood, he'll defend Planned Parenthood? Does he really think that he is going to win against a radical leftist or a radical feminist or a union-backed candidate, which is one and the same?
Does he need to do that? Does he need to do that in order to get elected in a general election? It's one thing to say you got to cater to your base, you got to do what they want, but then eventually you end up in a general election where the electorate is much more, shall we say, liberal.
But what is he... In this state, the electorate's more liberal? Is that what you're saying?
You got 70,000 culinary members about a stone's throw away down the strip.
That's the county. Right. Donald Trump only lost the state by 25,000. Okay, many of the candidates up and down the Republican ticket lost on average of 1%, which is just hundreds of votes, thousands of votes. Now, Joe Heck, on the other hand, got slaughtered because 40% of the people in his district voted for neither.
Yeah.
So the Republican and conservative message wins, and we won in 2008, and we won in all the midterms, and we won the general this year based on conservative principles that were advocated on the stump and won local, state, and national elections. And then they get to the halls of Congress and they backtrack and they become moderates and they side with the Democrats for big government solutions to big government problems.
Here's the deal. The electorate bailed on Dr. Joe Heck, who, by the way, is an honorable, decent, courageous guy that is a member of our military, and we are proud of him on that point. But he bailed on Donald J. Trump, and the electorate bailed on him. Correct. My question is, does the electorate have the kind of memory that they'll remember this with Dean Heller?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They won't forget.
Well, yeah, and Dean Heller also, wasn't he part of the gang that voted to raise the largest tax increase in Nevada history? Yeah, where Republicans don't do that. I mean, moderates do. Read my lips. No new taxes. Yep, raise taxes. Moderates. Placed in there by the moderates who were against Reagan. G.H. Bush. And you had George Bush, who grew government. We are not the party of bigger government. We are the party of limited government. And when someone can just wrap their minds around that after they're elected, and keep pushing for those principles, you will win time and time again, because that's what puts you in office in the first place, and that will keep you in office. If you betray the base and you act like a Democrat, stop using our resources and go to the other side.
Megan Barth, ReaganBabe.com, joining us. This is a nice segue into the American Health Care Act, which was passed last week by the House of Representatives. Barely. But it was passed, and now it goes on to the Senate. Dean Heller has said this thing is dead on arrival.
And he was one of the first ones to say it, along with Susan Collins from Maine.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, what is he missing? Tell me what Dean Heller is missing.
That's a loaded question.
No. Come on. Now, tell me what he's missing. The House obviously passed a bill that certainly conservatives embraced it to a great degree. Even the moderates were okay with it. They had enough votes, in other words. What is Dean Heller missing? What does he seem to want in a health care bill? He says one that works for all Nevadans.
Medicaid.
Yeah.
And he believes, I'm going to remind everyone of an article that I came across, I think it was maybe a month ago, a couple weeks ago. Nevada is 6th in babies born on Medicaid, 6th in the nation. We are paying for more babies born on Medicaid. Is that really what we want to perpetuate? A generation on Medicaid that struggles to get out, that has an 80% chance of staying on government aid once they're born into government aid? We need free market principles. We don't need to grow the Medicaid population like Obamacare did. We need to shrink that population. We do that through economic prosperity. We do that through the free market. We introduce choice. We introduce competition to the insurance companies, who are getting still $500 billion in subsidies under this bill because they don't want to insure the risk.